First thing I'd like to say is, well, Joe may well have left us, but isn't it great that as his final act upon high, he's been able to arrange some Venezuelan weather and oppressive heat for us all to enjoy on his funeral day. Whew. Thank you, Joe. Hello. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the nephew of Father Joe Ruddy, and I'm enormously proud to bear the same name, as I was named after him in 1965, the year of his ordination to the priesthood. On behalf of my father, Eamon Ruddy, my uncles Johnny in Florida, and Seamus and Mihal, who sadly passed too soon, the brothers of Father Joe, and all his wider family and friends, I've put together a few words that I hope capture and reflect the man who we are all here to honour, and whose life and achievements we are all celebrating together. A lovely man. The first three words I've heard repeatedly to describe him over the last few days. Of all his achievements, this must surely be his finest epitaph. Joe was the youngest of 5 brothers, born to John Thomas and Catherine Ruddy in Tully, Brenville. Both his parents sadly died when he was young, and after his mother died, he went to live with his uncle Johnny Solon and his wife Molly on their farm near French Park in County Roscommon. For some reason, the decision to enter religious life can be a difficult one for some, but for Joe it was much simpler. One day in his late teens, his uncle Johnny Solon asked him to go out to the barn to move some smelly old manure with a large shovel. Shovel in hand and gazing down at the steaming pile in front of him, he looked at the sky for inspiration and said, "God in heaven, there must be more to life than this." And sure enough, sometime later his prayers were answered and God called him to a life in the priesthood. The celebration of his ordination in Tully Cross was a marvellous affair by all accounts, still spoken about to this day by those who were present. The whole community came out to join in. Even a white horse was commissioned to head the parade through the village. For a man of his tender years, there was a lot of expectation on his young shoulders to be the pride of Tully Cross. He didn't disappoint. He found his true calling as a missionary in Venezuela, working in some of the poorest and desperately deprived communities in South America. He endured hardship, tough living conditions, no luxuries, and no end of danger. He was held up at gunpoint and robbed twice, although on one of those occasions, I'm not quite sure if it counts, as his assailant gave back the watch he stole and apologized when Joe told him he was a priest. Strange things can and do happen. But year after year, he never lost sight of his vocation, devoting over 48 years before ill health brought him home to Ireland. To the people he served in Venezuela, I'm sure he was a true hero. A humble man who didn't seek out a comfortable ride. One who gave the food off his plate to the local children before they went to school. We were laughing the other day about the fact that when he arrived in Venezuela, as Father Charlie said, with one suitcase, he then left 48 years later with an even smaller suitcase. He gave all he had to his flock, and in return, they loved him for who he was, a lovely man. As a child and adult, I will always remember Joe fondly. He never arrived without a small gift for us all. He would hire a car to travel around, and I remember going for a drive with him around the narrow, windy roads around South Stack in Anglesey one day. Well, I have ridden the Oblivion roller coaster in Alton Towers in England. I have even experienced the Tower of Terror in Disneyland in Florida. And I've been involved in high-speed police car pursuits in my career as a police officer. But none of that compares to anything like the nerve-wracking, white-knuckle ride of being a passenger in a car driven by Father Joe Ruddy. Driving was not his strong point. He was the link that kept the family together. Everybody expected and enjoyed a visit from Father Joe when he came back on holiday. He would share all the news and gossip, and we'd all know what was going on across the family. The only downside for him was that wherever he went, people thought he was looking a little on the slim side, and would make it their mission to fatten him up before he went back to Venezuela. He once told me that he would put a whole stone on in weight in a single visit to Ireland. For the most part, he was a quiet and kind presence in the room, but he had a real sense of fun too. At many family celebrations, with a couple of glasses of wine down him, he could sing like an angel. His rendition of Down Mexico Way and other classics, or country classics, is legendary. Strangely, I never heard him sing that well on the altar. Yes, he was a fantastic, brave, and compassionate priest. On that, we all agree. He was also so much more: a brother, an uncle, great and great-great-uncle, a cousin, a true friend to all who knew him. But I'm sure we are all here first and foremost because he was simply, in our eyes, a lovely man. My father would like, on behalf of himself, his brother Johnny, and all the family, to say a huge and heartfelt thank you to Father Charlie Sweeney and all the MSC community here and across the world, and the staff of St. Mary's Nursing Home for the care and love that they gave to Joe over the last years of his life, and for the hospitality and warm welcome that they have shown to the family this week. Thank you. In closing, I'd like to share a short poem by Mary Fry, which I think Father Joe would appreciate as he looks down from heaven. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn's rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift, uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry, I am not there, I did not die. Rest in peace, Father Joe. You will always be with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Before we come to the final prayer and commendation, maybe Father Charlie might just like to give a few instructions about how to get to the cemetery and then what we'll be doing afterwards.
Yes, so again, just if people are going to the grave, the best way, I suppose, the easiest way is to follow the hearse. I was just going to say that. But if you get lost or get lost in the traffic, because Salthill is very busy at the moment, if you go out of the church, turn left, go through the roundabout, up to the next roundabout, and you go right. I've gone wrong already. Go right, through the roundabout, the next roundabout, turn right. Go through the lights until you come to another big roundabout, go through that, and then it's the first lights on the left, and up that road, and it's on the right. So along the prom, straight up that road, follow it straight. But as I say, the best way is trying to follow the hearse. And then just to invite all of you, family and friends, to join us in Creenua after the burial. We will have a light meal there, and we will be keeping outdoor the way that we keep to all regulations. So, and we do please ask you to join us there, please.
Thanks, Charlie.